Etimologicamente la parola calcestruzzo viene dal latino calcis structio, che vuol dire struttura in calce. Ancora oggi il calcestruzzo è uno dei
Concrete is one of the most important construction materials used today, at least as regards quantity. It has been calculated that every year over 2,000 million cubic meters of concrete are produced in the world.
soltanto in Italia.
In Italy alone, 120 million cubic meters are produced every year, which is equivalent to about 2 cubic meters of concrete per year per person.
Per ogni anno per persona. Il calcestruzzo è
Concrete is a mixture of loose stones held together by a cement paste which acts as a binding glue.
che funge da collante. Gli elementi lapidei sono chiamati
The stones are called aggregates and can be as fine as sand or as large as gravel,
grossi come la ghiaia. Il componente
whereas the binding component, the cement paste, is a mixture of water and cement.
Vediamo adesso in dettaglio.
Now let's see in detail what happens when water is added to cement.
Mescolando i
Mixing Portland cement in the form of very fine grains with water, a hydration reaction occurs.
I prodotti di questa
The products of this reaction are calcium hydrosilicates of a mainly fibrous nature, hydrous calcium aluminates, and calcium hydroxide.
di calce. Durante l'idratazione
During the hydration of the cement, the calcium hydrosilicates develop in the form of interlacing fibers, thus determining the mechanical properties and the durability of concrete.
del calcestruzzo. Quando si aggiunge un
When we add too much water, it gets between the cement grains and keeps them further apart.
provocando un
The fibers are less tightly interlaced and the whole material is more porous.
aumentato e poroso, risulterà l'intreccio tra le fibre. Il risultato è una pasta di cemento
The result is a cement paste with low strength, porous and permeable to water, as well as to the aggressive chemical agents to be found in water.
Se invece si diminuisce la quantità di acqua
On the other hand, if we reduce the amount of water in the mixture, the cement grains come closer to one another. A more dense and compact interlacing of fibers is the result.
abbassando il rapporto acqua-cemento,
Therefore, the formation of a less porous microstructure of the cement paste is obtained by lowering the water-cement ratio.
è così che dovrebbero essere confezionati i calcestruzzi.
This is how concrete with high strength should be made. Waterproof, and therefore with excellent durability.
Una eccellente durabilità. Diminuire il più possibile l'acqua rinfresca.
Using as little water as possible in the cement paste is the main rule.
Quanto più aggressivo è l'ambiente,
And the more aggressive the environment in which the construction is built, the lower the water-cement ratio to be used.
quando questa regola non viene applicata,
When this rule is not observed, deterioration of the concrete structure is inevitable with the passing of time.
le statistiche più recenti mostrano che
The
i
latest
casi di
statistics show that the most widespread cases of deterioration are due to the chemical effects of carbon dioxide in the air.
In questi casi la struttura
In these cases, the structure of the concrete is in very bad condition.
in molti
In many points, the concrete cover has been forced out and the rebars can be seen.
l'agente aggressivo
The aggressive agent is carbon dioxide.
la calce presente nella matrice
The calcium hydroxide present in the cement mixture creates inside the cement mass a basic environment with a pH generally above 13.
in queste condizioni il ferro di armatura
In these conditions, the steel bar is covered with a stable and compact rust layer, which protects it from corrosion.
queste condizioni di passività però
This condition of passivity, however, is altered through the effect of carbonation.
quando l'anidride carbonica presente
When the carbon dioxide present in the air penetrates into the concrete, it reacts with calcium hydroxide and neutralizes it.
si ha così un abbassamento
There is a lowering of the basicity of the environment.
e con un pH al di sotto
And with a pH below 11, the steel reinforcing bars inside the carbonated concrete are no longer protected.
dall'esterno
From the outside, water and oxygen also penetrate, thus increasing the rusting reaction of the reinforcing bars. The rust which forms occupies a volume of about 6 times more than the metal from which it originated, and so causes the cracking and expulsion of the concrete cover. Let's imagine we can blow up this picture and get a better look at the causes of the deterioration. As you can see, in this case, carbonation has caused considerable damage, causing the cover to come away completely. Cases of carbonation are very common and almost always associated with the use of low-quality concrete, porous and thus easily attacked by the carbon dioxide, water and the oxygen in the air. This phenomenon is completely absent in good quality concrete, which is compact and made with a water-cement ratio of less than 0.6. Even more dangerous for concrete is the effect of chlorides. Chloride, in the form of calcium or sodium chloride, is used frequently to melt ice. These chlorides can do serious damage to reinforcing bars. The thin rust layer, which encloses and protects the steel bars, remains stable and compact as long as the amount of chloride remains below 0.2–0.3% by weight of cement. If, however, the percentage of chlorides increases, the rust layer becomes porous and no longer guarantees any protection to the steel reinforcing bars. The metal undergoes localized pitting corrosion, which dangerously reduces its diameter. Apart from the corrosive action on the steel rebars, these salts can also damage the concrete. Calcium chloride especially attacks the cement paste. What it does is react with the calcium hydroxide present in the cement matrix, forming calcium oxychloride hydrate. And this reaction produces an expansion. It causes swelling, cracking and spalling. The destructive action of calcium chloride is exacerbated at low temperatures. Sodium chloride, on the other hand, is an aggressive agent that is damaging only to concrete with alkali reactive aggregates, that is, capable of reacting with sodium and potassium. Sodium, already present in cement or penetrating from the outside, as we can see in the cartoon, reacts in particular with certain siliceous aggregates. In this case too, there is expansion and cracking, above all in unprotected structures or those exposed to moisture. This last kind of phenomenon, apart from roadworks on roads and motorways, is also to be found in concrete structures in direct contact with seawater, which also contains sodium chloride. The sea is also the place where we find, apart from sodium chloride, the most feared of aggressive agents for concrete, sulfate, which is also to be found in certain soils or natural waters. Sulfate reacts chemically with the calcium hydroxide present in the concrete mass and transforms it into the more voluminous gypsum. This product reacts in its turn with the hydrous calcium aluminates, here shown as CaH, transforming it into ettringite. This transformation also results in an increase in volume in the material, with a disastrous effect on the structure. In certain very special environmental conditions, the effect of the sulfate on the concrete can be even more dramatic. At a temperature of between 0 and 5 degrees Celsius, with relative humidity of over 95%, and in the presence of carbon dioxide, the sulfate combines with calcium hydroxide and transforms it into gypsum. The gypsum, in its turn, reacts with the calcium silicate hydrates, here indicated as CSH, and the calcium carbonate CaCO3, producing thaumasite. Thaumasite breaks down concrete, changing its internal characteristics completely. Observation with a scanning electron microscope shows that the cement paste has been completely broken down. Natural thermal excursions can also cause deterioration of concrete. The most serious results are seen in freezing thawing cycles, when the concrete is wet. As the liquid water contained in the concrete mass is transformed into ice, it expands and its volume increases by about 9%. The increase in volume causes internal stress. When this internal stress is repeated cyclically, the effect on the structure is disastrous. This is the kind of deterioration which affects concrete constructions exposed to very low temperatures. The instruments which we have today at our disposal to analyze these phenomena: the scanning electron microscope, X-ray diffractometer, thermoanalysis, the spectrograph and chromatograph allow a precise diagnosis. We have seen how the main cause of all kinds of deterioration of concrete is the excessive water-cement ratio used to make concrete placement easier. More water means better workability of the concrete, and so greater facility in placement. This greater facility, however, is paid for later in terms of durability of concrete structures. The European standard norms ENV 206, as well as the American ACI recommendations, indicate in each case the water-cement ratio not to be exceeded. There exist chemical admixtures today which make it possible to produce concrete with a very low water-cement ratio while maintaining excellent workability. With these admixtures, all the kinds of deterioration that we have examined can be prevented. Admixtures for the production of compact concrete, waterproof and therefore resistant to aggressive agents. Studied to lengthen the service life of reinforced concrete structures.